Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we're going to be looking at what is probably the most odd video I've ever seen a dour guy ever make from our old friend Bobby's perspective. Now, some time ago, I made a video covering one of Bobby's videos where he falsely claimed that Marin Van Putten had been paid to try and find errors in the Quran and couldn't find any. You can check out that video up here and the link in the corner of the screen. Just a quick summary, Marin Van Putten, a scholar in linguistics, actively refuted Bobby and called him out on Twitter and said, "You're making this stuff up," basically, and called on him to stop it. Just stop it, Bobby. Stop it. But hey, dour guys have to make money somehow, and what better way than to make misleading or just flat out false content on the internet for a largely Muslim audience that doesn't know otherwise? Well, I got good news for you, ladies and gentlemen. Bobby is back, and this time he has a new tactic, asking for insane amount of money in his Buy Me a Coffee page for skeptical rewards. Hasn't been very successful since no one has actually bought any. Well done, Bobby. So now he's back with a new scheme. Sorry, not a scheme. Back with a new sincere plea for help. Let's watch this video.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bobby. Guys, this video is not clickbait at all. It is an extremely serious matter. Matter of fact, there are two things that need to be discussed. However, I cannot discuss them publicly. It is impossible. It is something that cannot meet the public eye.
Okay, Bobby, if it's meant to be private and not meant to be discussed in public, why are you making a video on it then? Usually, when I don't want something to be public, I do this thing where I don't make a video on it. Like, if I'm making a lasagna and it doesn't go according to plan, I don't want that to be public. So you know what I do, Bobby? I don't make a video about me trying to make a lasagna and it doesn't go to plan. You won't see that content on YouTube. It's really easy. You just follow this simple 1, 2, 3 step guide. Step 1, don't make a video on it. Step 2, don't publish that non-existent video on it. Step 3, don't promote that non-existent video, Bobby. You follow these 3 easy steps and you will be successful in not making something public.
Yet, and probably never, to be totally honest, it is enormously complicated and therefore I need your help. This is not clickbait. I truly need your help. This is enormously serious, and without your help, there is no way out of this. I would like to make this public. I would like to.
Okay, so you do want to make this public. You just want to pretend that you don't want to make this public. Now I understand, Bobby. Now I get it completely. If only you had said that from the beginning.
Because like this, more people would hear the stories. And like that, more people, I am sure, would help. However, as I stated already, it is impossible. I cannot do that. So therefore, this is only for my real subscribers, for my real supporters, people that truly want to help a brother out.
Assalamu alaikum, Habibi. It's your boy, Chris the Speaker's Corner, your biggest fan. Having just recently said my shahada, I want to give you all my money, my full support, and help you in whatever way I can, Habibi. In this private, non-public, public matter that is of immediate and significant importance to you, Aki.
And believe me, unfortunately, I cannot even give you a hint what this is about. But believe me, I am in dire need of your help. Because I cannot make this public. This is why I created an entry gate.
An entry gate, Habibi, for something that you don't want to be public. So, you didn't want this to be public, Bobby. So your way of doing this is you made a video publicly and posted it and uploaded it for everyone to see, let the YouTube algorithm carry it through the 7 seas that is the internet. And your way of making sure this isn't really public is to put it behind a trust gate, which is another fancy word for pay gate, by the way. So the only people who are sincere, like Iman Sheikh here, will only be the people that actually see beyond this pay gate, paywall, because we're prepared to pay a set amount of money to figure out what it is you're talking about, because, just spoiler alert, this video, he never actually explains what is going on. He never actually explains what this is all about. He just says, please give me money to find out about something to then support me. I want it to be public, but it's not public. Please give me money because you're totes my best friend. And then You know, the same emotional luring to get people to give him money who in fact do not know him, apart from your good friend Sheikh Chris Aki. I've got your back. But it's obviously just a ploy to get money, which is sad.
So the link is in the description box below, and the entry gate will be a specific amount. I don't know exactly how much it's gonna be, maybe 10 bucks, maybe 20 bucks, something like that. This is because I want to make sure, and I want to screen who is coming in. I want to make sure that the people are very serious about helping out.
I was so serious about this, Habibi, that I got dressed up for the occasion. I am here for the long haul. I've got your back, Jack. Bobby. And I want to see what's behind this paywall. I want to see, you've got my interest. It's like a mystery box, you know. Do I want to save £20 or do I want to see what's in the completely pointless mystery box? Man, I want the mystery box. I want the mystery box.
This is the only way I can guarantee that people are genuine and we don't have fakers that enter and see what this case is about.
Because that'd be terrible, Bobby. Some faker Christian guy living in England decides to pay £20 or whatever the equivalent is in euros just to see behind your impenetrable paywall, and then he just broadcasts what he finds in his own video to his own audience so that Muslims and other people don't get guilt-tripped into giving you money for stupid, nonsensical things you couldn't even be bothered to tell them what it was about. No, Bobby, that'd be terrible, Bobby. Thank goodness you only have sincere, honest, lifelong Muslim supporters who will always be there for you to give you their money for no apparent reason, just because you said so.
One more time, it is enormously important, and I wish I could share a few details with you, but I can't. It is a private matter that has become public of sorts as well. It has become legal too. It is enormously complicated, and by Allah's will, you will see the sincerity and the urgency within this video, and you will click to help a brother out. This is it, guys. Really, I wish I could say more. If you really want to understand what has been going on in the past few months, potentially even years, then click the link below and I'll see you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum.
Wassalamu alaikum, brother. Now, I think it's massively disingenuous that you ask people for money without telling them what you're asking the money for. It could be for things that the people who even support you would not like to give money to. You could just be like, turns out I really needed a car and I wanted a Lamborghini, so thank you for your small €20 donation. I now am a step closer to buying a Lamborghini. And the average Muslim is going to be like, well, hang on a sec. Probably wouldn't have given you that money if I knew that's what you were using it for. But what do I know? I have no idea what's behind this paywall. I have a sneaking suspicion I may have an idea what this is about based on what some people have told me. But, you know, I don't backbite. So I'm not going to mention that. I'm going to instead contribute to his campaign, get past this paywall, and let you guys know what Bobby's been up to. So guys, just so you know, when you go on to his link, it just takes you to his Buy Me a Coffee page, which, like I said before, already has, if I just go to his homepage, already has these different tiers asking for insane amounts of money, to which no one, it seems, has actually bought, which is amazing. I mean, just look at some of this stuff here. Let's go to the most expensive one. You can pay Bobby €1,000 a month to get a weekly call. You get unlimited voice and text support, which I seriously doubt. Mentorship in business. So it's like, hey, Bobby, how do I start a business? And then he just comes back and he's like, you should sell some stuff to people. Thank you, Bobby. You can get mentorship in faith. So how do I increase my relationship with Christ, Bobby? You can. You're probably the best person to tell me all about that, I'm sure. How to be more masculine. How to grow your platform. How to plan for hijrah. That'd be very useful for me. Marriage strategy. That'd be very useful for me as well. How do I get married? I asked Bobby. Bobby says, step 1, find a girl. Step 2, propose. Step 3, question mark. Step 4, profit. And that will get me full alignment, apparently. I'll get to connect with him publicly. I get to appear on his channel. Oh, Bobby, don't make it that tempting. If I give you $1,000 a month, Bobby, I get to appear on your channel and I get to tell everyone about the Lord Jesus Christ and why Islam is false. That would be amazing, Bobby. But don't tempt me. You know, it might surprise you, but I actually have better things to spend money on. Hey, he even says I could use it to promote my platform. I could use it to promote Crystal Speaker's Corner. How amazing. But anyway, let's look at the real thing. You go on to extras. This is his extra thing. Some weird generic ChatGPT hooded figure. I don't even, like, why? Why, dude? Why? It says the truth. Reminds me of the Mohammed Hijab The Truth video. He wants $20 or more. You can try and say no, and yeah, it won't let you. So you have to give 20 euros, sorry, not dollars, 20 euros or more. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, my details are in. Let's give it a go and see what happens. So this is what we get when you actually go past the paywall that is mandatory, 20 euros minimum. You get this message saying thank you for the purchase, and it gives you a Telegram link for a Telegram group. And here's the link. Let's click on this link, see what happens. So you get to the Telegram intro page, and it's called The Truth. It has 777 members. So that means that, as far as I can tell, most likely most of those would have paid at least 20 euros. Let me do some math. 777 times a minimum of 20. So we're already looking at 15,000 approximately already just to get here. But I can't help but notice there is a link to a GoFundMe page. GoFundMe, Bobby, is a public website where you can raise funds for things that you want to raise funds for by asking the public. So I go on the link and I get this, and I did have a suspicion it was this. Someone had mentioned to me that he was supposedly having marital issues, and it does indeed seem that that is what this is about. Now, I'm reading this, and my first thought is actually for the children, because it says here he's fighting for his children after breakup and betrayal. That's sad. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, no matter who they are or how many porcupines they happen to tell. Earlier this year, the life I built for over a decade suddenly fell apart. My wife, who I shared 2 beautiful children with, left with them to another continent with no warning. She did not tell me about her plans. Overnight, I lost my family, my home life, and my daily connection with my kids. At the same time, I was blindsided by someone I trusted in business, a brother I thought he was like an uncle to my children, a family friend. He pretended to invest my money into halal businesses. In reality, he took it for himself and he ran away with it. All my savings are gone. I lost everything. Since then, I've been fighting to rebuild. I'm a content creator, a father, and someone who's always tried to stand on my own 2 feet. I'm not asking for pity, just a shot at getting back up. Your support will help me secure a stable place to live and work, stay in close contact with my children, rebuild what has been taken from me both financially and emotionally. This is sad, like really sad that this has happened to him, to Bobby. But a few things I want to make note here. The first thing I want to point out is this doesn't justify basically conning people out of 20 euros to even know about this in the first place. Because in effect, what you're saying, Bobby, before you can even think about helping me, you need to help me by giving me money. And you've already managed, like, at least going by the statistics, to raise roughly 15 grand doing it that way. So you've raised 15 grand before you even asked for people's help. In all honesty, I'm going to say what that is. That's conning people out of their money because you asked for money without explaining what it is that people are actually donating to. And I'm very skeptical of these things anyway, especially when large amounts of money are asked for. Like in this case, it's 100,000 euros you've asked for. And you've managed to get 34,000 already as of when I'm making this video. Presumably that doesn't include the 15,000 you also got from Buy Me a Coffee. So you've in effect managed to get people to pay twice. They've had to pay on Buy Me a Coffee, at least 20 euros, and then they've had to buy again once you've upselled them with your story of, you know, which is sad, of being separated from your children and your business partner scamming you. Asking people to pay twice for something. Couldn't you just tell us? I mean, this is a publicly available page. Anyone, I'll even put this in the link and let people choose to decide if they want to support you or not. I have no problem with that. But couldn't you have just done that and have been honest and upfront about it instead of pretending to be all coy just so you can get an additional round of funding from people? Just disingenuous, just dishonest. Thinking about it now, as I'm making this video, I feel like I wouldn't have paid you any money had I just came to this page. And the reason why is because of something you say in the very first part. Your wife, who you had your life with, your 2 children with, up and left you and both children without warning. She just took the children and left the continent. Now, that raises red flags to me because there's 2 sides to every story, and I don't know why someone thought that they needed to get their children and basically flee from you. Usually, people get divorced or they argue or they sleep in separate bedrooms. You know, there's a whole cascade of things that happen before you get anywhere near this point. But this person thought, actually, the only real appropriate action to take is to flee from you, which doesn't paint you in a good light, Bobby. I don't know what the truth is. I don't know, and you've basically put a position where no one can know. Yeah, I have no confidence that what you're saying is the definitive truth because I have nothing to go on. All I know is, according to you, a woman felt it was sufficient enough to flee from you without any warning and left the continent with your children. It's sad for you. That's absolutely horrendous. But my first thought is, why on earth did she do that? Fleeing the continent, to me, Bobby, sounds like she's a bit worried you might find out where she is. Which, again, I have to ask, why would she be thinking that if there's nothing going on here? It sounds like there is something going on here, Bobby, but I don't know because no information. I actually tried to go into the Telegram group, but it won't actually let me join. I'm not sure if it's a bug or what it is, but I can't seem to get through. So that's basically the end of the information for me. The second part I want to talk about here is the fact that he talks about how he was scammed out of his money by presumably another Muslim brother who was supposedly investing it in halal businesses. This didn't work, so he's now out of money. He says he's lost all of his savings. Yeah, okay. But you see, again, you're asking for 100 grand, and the way you've gone about it is the most slimy way you could have gone about doing this. You should have just been open and transparent and said, something really bad's happened, here's a page if you want to support me, here's what I'm trying to do, and just presented that. But instead, you had to have the truth, and you had to have a buy me a coffee plug-in for at least 20 euros to then get you to the public page to then ask for more money. Like I said, Bobby, that's really bad. You could have just been upfront and honest. You've hid it behind a paywall, something that's public. Imagine asking for charity. It's kind of the equivalent of someone comes up to you and asks for financial help, right? They're quite literally begging. They're saying, look, I'm in a bad place. Can you please give me some money? You think about giving them some money, but before they let you, they say, but first you have to give me at least 20 euros on my Buy Me a Coffee account, and then I'll tell you my life circumstances to then let you decide if you then want to give me actual money afterwards. You'd be like, what on earth are you doing? If I already give you the 20 euros, I've already given you money. And 100,000 euros. I mean, I don't know. I get very suspicious of things like this. You wanted 100,000. I could understand if you were raising like a tenth of that, maybe, because I think that's more reasonable. Maybe more than that, I think that's reasonable. But when you start going like, I want six figures, why? And why do these people who make these GoFundMe pages for very emotional, very traumatic, very big things never bother to be like, okay, by the way, here's a rough... You could make a spreadsheet in like half an hour to an hour where you just say, this much I plan to do for this much I plan to do for this. That's it. Because he's got nothing, as far as I can see here. Maybe he goes into his Telegram group about it, but it would have been good to put it on the GoFundMe page that's publicly available, and then people could decide for themselves. But again, this to me just screams like, you're a businessman, Bobby. It's obvious by your Buy Me a Coffee page where you ask people for $1,000 for mentoring help. Come on. It's a business, and you're treating it like a business. And asking people for money because your wife fled from you, like, I know it's traumatic, but I mean, there's something not right there. If your wife flees from you with your kids, I can't just give you money because I have no idea why she fled. Like, I literally don't know you. No, Muslims don't know you on the internet. She could have fled for a ton of reasons. But usually when people do that and they take your kids with them and they do it in secret and they flee to another continent, presumably to get away from you, I think that's telling. I don't know what it's telling of, but I think it's telling us something. And the fact that you wanted to be incredibly coy and slimy and get people to give you money before even telling them this, I mean, maybe that's why. Maybe it's because you knew it looked bad. You wanted to at least get some money from people before you then opened up and said, yeah, by the way, my wife has fled the country with my children, presumably in the middle of night, or at least when he wasn't expecting it. Bobby, I don't like seeing families broken up. I do actually wish that you do get your kids back, assuming that's what's best for them. But the way you've gone about this is totally wrong and just messed up, in all honesty. I find this raises so many red flags for me. And again, it would be nice if you actually explained what the money was needed for. And then at least maybe it would make me feel a bit more happy about giving you money, Instead of, at the moment, I kind of feel like you've just duped me out of money. Which you kind of have, so well done for that. But maybe some actual Muslims may look at this video and be like, oh, that's what it's for. At least now I can make an informed decision about whether or not I want to help, or if I want to wait for more answers for more information to come out before you donate to things like this. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it was a real quick video just because I thought that Bobby's video was one of the most bizarre and comedic and just downright, well, I mean, now knowing what it's for, that's sad and coy and very manipulative. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a great day, and that includes you too, Bobby. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.